Welcome to Blue Lock, a world where football is life. Protagonist hair is commonplace, and being number one with Black Air Force energy is the only way to survive. This story starts off with Isaki Yorichi, a 17-year-old second-year high school student who previously played as a forward for the Ikainen High School football team. During the final moments of the Saitama Prefecture Finals, Isaki dribbling past ops while only thinking about scoring the goal that will get his team to advance to nationals in his mind. Approaching the goal with the full intent to scoring the crucial goal to send his team to nationals within striking distance, Isaki, staring at the scoring opportunity, gets called for a pass by his flanking teammate. Isaki's coach is also calling for him to pass by reminding Isaki, yelling from the sidelines, "One for all, and all for one." Isaki, still wanting the goal, reluctantly passes to his teammate, remembering that football is a game played by teams of 11. With the ball in the teammate's possession, he shoots a direct shot at the goal, only to hit the goal post, recovered by the ops, and now in the possession of second-year Kira Ryosuke, also known as the super talented Jewel of Japan. Dribbling down the field, Kira wastes no time scoring a goal, solidifying taking the win and his team's spot going to nationals. Emotions are running high from both teams, from having overwhelming sense of pride and accomplishment, the crowd cheering for the victors, and most importantly being able to advance forward to nationals, to the despair of experiencing the brutal, bitter, tear-soaked taste of painful defeat in competition, resulting in the death of all dreams proceeding forward to nationals. While the coach and the team understandably are in their feelings and shit, Isaki completely motionless in utter disbelief from the loss, visibly being the only emotionless player on a really good losing team. Replaying the final events from the match while walking home alone, Isaki is debating his final decisions, concluding to today's earlier loss. Isaki is thinking heavy about his whole football life and his love for the game, and questioning the fundamental theory of team football he was raised and coached on. Overwhelmed by his emotions, Isaki finally loses his shit and releases all of the pent-up regret and emotions for the match he really wanted to win, and he knew he could have won. When Isaki arrives home, his mother hands him a letter from the Japan Football Union, which informs him that he has been selected to participate in a special training program. Isaki is surprised and excited by this news. A few days later, Isaki arrives at the Blue Lock facility where he meets Kira, another participant in the program. Kira recognizes Isaki's name and compliments him as a high IQ player, which excites Isaki. They are led into a large room filled with other young strikers who have also been selected for the program. The coach, Jinpachi Ego, enters the room and congratulates them, explaining that they have been chosen by his biased decision to participate in an experiment to create the world's best striker. Ego introduces himself as a former player and coach who has been hired by the JFU to make sure Japan wins the World Cup. He announces that he has handpicked 300 young strikers to participate in the program, and they will all undergo special training at the Blue Lock facility. However, only one of them will become the world's best striker, and the rest will be eliminated. Ego explains that the participants are not allowed to leave the facility or contact their families, and they must give up their previous team memberships. However, he promises them that if they survive and become the last player standing, they will be the world's greatest striker. Ego's harsh and competitive approach shocks the young players, and many of them are hesitant about participating in the program. Now knowing the full extent of the potential opportunity and the permanent consequences coming with this rare opportunity, silence has taken over the room until Kira speaks up about not agreeing with the egoistic ideals of football and the thought of quitting on his team that is going to nationals over an untested experiment. Others feeling the same way and who are in similar situations all start to voice their dissatisfaction for what's required to participate in the egoistic Blue Lock program. Confused by the response of the crowd of dissatisfied strikers, slightly annoyed, Ego just simply tells everyone that wants to leave to do so. With all of the strikers shocked by what was just said by Ego, he further explains the type of egoist he wants to construct to lead Japan to its first World Cup victory in history. In such a serious tone, almost coming off damn near psychotic, Ego continues explaining his egoistic ideals in detail, deconstructing the commonly practiced theory of football being a game of 11, an ideal that all Japan's football players have been trained to believe in. Isaki, initially unsure about the program, but he is convinced by Ego's damn near psychotic enthusiasm to the challenge of becoming the best striker in the world, a challenge that only other egoistic egoist would resonate with. No longer being able to contain himself, Isaki takes off running to the open doors, being the first striker to accept the Blue Lock challenge, quickly followed by the other strikers inspired by Isaki's boldness and not wanting to be left out. Completely satisfied with the newfound egoistic vibes of the group ignited by Isaki, Ego is ready to move forward to start the Blue Lock experiment, with the goal of putting the players through various high-intensity trainings. And with enough pressure applied, Ego wants to prove to the world his diamonds in the rough shines the brightest. Buses loaded with the new Blue Lock players, all with the goal of being Japan's top striker, is now approaching the Blue Lock Center. Walking through the Blue Lock facility, Isaki finally finds his assigned Room Z. With uniform in hand, Isaki walks into Room Z to see 11 other players getting dressed out and waiting for further instructions. Amongst all of the new unfamiliar faces, Kira greets Isaki, telling him he is glad to finally see a familiar face in the room. After getting changed into his Blue Lock uniform and exchanging pleasantries, Isaki and Kira are meeting some of the players in the room, like second-year Igarashi Giramu that was super excited to meet the Jewel of Japan. Coming from a large stadium-sized screen, Ego once again greets his diamonds in the rough, providing them with more details about how life in Blue Lock will be. From the interchangeable rankings on the armband part of the uniforms that changes based on goals and performances during games and practice, to sleeping with the enemy by being roommates with the rival competition. 6 months from the current day, the top 5 players will be chosen to participate in a very important tournament as a forward in the U20 World Cup. But shit ain't all sweet here in Blue Lock. Yet this competition's prize is a chance of a lifetime for any aspiring striker. But with such a great reward on the line, the consequences of being eliminated is just as severe. So severe, in fact, being eliminated from Blue Lock will forfeit any other opportunities to represent Japan for life. With that being said, Ego informs his rough diamonds only those with the biggest ego will be able to survive this competition. Ego plans to measure the group's level of ego with a test. That test is a game of tag, with only 136 seconds to strike a player with the ball for the player to be considered it. The player that is it at the end of time will be eliminated from Blue Lock, and the only rule is you can't use your hands by default for being ranked the lowest out of the 300 other Blue Lock players. Igarashi is pushed to get the game of tag started, so he's not the first player eliminated. Time is running out. After multiple failed attempts to hit other players with the ball rolls by the player still sleeping, feeling a little bad, but not bad enough to miss the opportunity, literally laying right in front of him. Igarashi goes in to tag the sleeping player and right. When Igarashi gets close, the sleeping player suddenly counters with a swift roundhouse kick to Igarashi's face. Igarashi is complaining about the obviously blatant red card play. Sleepy Guy reminds Igarashi the only rule is no handballs. Big Bleach-looking dude tells Sleepy Guy to cut that shit out and play it straight because he's not here for any of the bullshit. While Big Bleach is not paying attention, playing ref and shit, Igarashi used that moment to kick the ball right in Big Bleach's face. Super pissed off by getting hit in the face, Big Bleach, now known as 291st ranked Kunigami Rensuke, launches a powerful shot back at Igarashi, but Igarashi was literally hiding behind Isaki, holding on to him. The ball hits Isaki with breath-stealing force, knocking him on his ass. With 1 minute left, Isaki quickly goes on the attack. With 30 seconds and counting, Isaki is closing in on Igarashi when Sleepy Guy gets Isaki's attention by calling for him to hit Kunigami while he holds Kunigami the same way Igarashi held onto Isagi. Kunigami, not with the bullshit, meant what he said about this being a fair game and not being on no bullshit. Kunigami throws Sleepy Guy off of him into Igarashi, injuring Igarashi's ankle, leaving him immobilized, with the opportunity to easily survive by tagging Igarashi running through Isagi's mind. As he approaches Igarashi, with the full intent on tagging Igarashi, Isagi changes his mind at the last moment, wanting to tag someone else ranked higher than himself. Excited by Isagi's resolve, Sleepy Guy, now known as 290th ranked Bachira Meguru, steals the ball from Isagi, making himself hit with only 10 seconds left. Bachira, on his Ric Flair shit, wanting to be the best, is now going after the best. In this instance, Bachira decides going after the Jewel of Japan is the way. Bachira attempts to attack Kira with the ball and a swift flying kick to the face, coming close, but missing on both attempts, and with just seconds left, Bachira high-passed the ball past Kira to Isagi. Without hesitation, and his ego instincts taking over, Isagi at the most critical moment kicks a direct shot into Takira's face, with the ball tagging him at the very last second of the game. Face throbbing and on his ass, Kira looks up at Isagi while Isagi stands over him in a full ego trance, staring back at his first kill in Blue Lock.
Hope you enjoyed the video. If you are new to the channel, drop a what up in the comments as you hit the like and subscribe button. New videos are posted every week. Until next time, check out another video. Have a great day and chill cloudy, my friends.